David R. Guttery is an investment advisory representative of Ameritas Investment Corporation and president of Keystone Financial Group in Trussville, Alabama. Please stay tuned through the end of the video for additional important disclosure information.
Today, I'm joined by David Guttery, president of Keystone Financial Group in Trussville, for a discussion about managing risk to your earned income. Hi, David. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
David, we seem to spend the majority of our time talking about managing investment risk, but you're suggesting that there are other less obvious risks that should also be managed.
Yes, we could create the best and most dynamic financial plan in the world, but it would fail miserably if your ability to earn an income was interrupted or lost completely. Everything that we do is predicated on the idea that you will have an income from which you will make retirement plan contributions, pay medical insurance premiums, mortgages, utility bills, and meet other required living expenses. Most people assume that they will always have an income, and hardly anyone ever stops to think about what might happen if that turned out not to be the case.
Well, I would imagine that if someone lost their income, they would be forced to take withdrawals from accounts that would have otherwise been used for other purposes.
That's correct. Imagine what would happen if you suffered a disability that impaired your ability to earn an income. How long would you be able to pay the mortgage and your car payments using only emergency reserves? Once the savings have been depleted, then what? Would you withdraw from your 401k or your IRA? Sure, the 10% penalty is waived in the event of a disability, but how will you retire if you withdraw everything early? Will you liquidate a child's 529 college savings plan in order to stave off foreclosure? And then once those assets have been exhausted, are you ready to engage Social Security in what might be months' worth of fighting for Social Security disability benefits? Before you think it can't happen to you, consider that 1 out of 4 people 20 years of age today will suffer a disability before they attain the age of 65. And this is according to the Social Security Administration's 2017 fact sheet. Of those disabilities, roughly 95% are caused by non-work-related accidents, meaning that workers' compensation will not be there to cover that financial loss. If every plan that we put together is predicated on a 25% chance of failure due to a disability-related loss of income, are you willing to accept such a risk?
I didn't realize that the statistics were that high. We often think of life insurance and medical insurance, but not disability insurance. It sounds pretty important.
They are all important, and for distinctively competent reasons. No one is more or less important than the other. Consider this. Someone 35 years of age, earning $100,000 per year, could lose up to $3 million of pre-tax earnings if a permanent disability is suffered. And that's before any consideration is given for cost of living adjustments. We insure our homes and our cars and even our lives, but we often neglect to insure our capacity to earn an income. And over time, this could be the largest asset that we have. I consistently advise my clients to address this risk through the purchase of a disability income insurance policy. The premium for such coverage will depend upon your occupational classification and your health metrics, but as a rule of thumb, it generally works out to be between 2 to 4% of your income. So my question is simply this: would you rather forego a fraction of your income in order to guarantee the solvency of your financial plans, or would you forego that opportunity and take the risk of a disability bringing about the collapse of what you've worked hard to build? Look, buildings are constructed from the ground up, and they all start with a solid foundation. You should too. This is a core part of our risk management practice, and I would be happy to meet with anyone for whom this is of importance to compare quotes and benefit structures.
Thank you, David. For additional information, David may be reached through the means listed upon the following screen. For the Trussville Tribune, I'm Tana Friday.
David R. Guttery independently offers securities and investment advisory services through Ameritas Investment Corporation, member FINRA and SIPC. AIC and Keystone Financial Group are not affiliated. Additional products and services may be available through David R. Guttery or Keystone Financial Group that are not offered through AIC. Some of the products and concepts discussed have their own cost and are subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. These costs and risk will be thoroughly discussed with you prior to any recommendation or solicitation. Past performance is no guarantee of future results.